Hello and welcome. You can call me Elite, and today we'll be doing a video on the Heavenly Kingdom in GFM, though this should also work in HFM. The Heavenly Kingdom is much stronger than the Qing Empire because the Qing get a lot of bad events. For instance, they get isolationism, which gives them 0 research points when conquering. However, with the Heavenly Kingdom, you can actually westernize by the mid-1850s or so. And yeah, from there you can just kind of snowball. It is likely that you will lose some territory, but once you westernize, you can always increase your military strength and then strike back at an opportune moment. Really, the Heavenly Kingdom is a very powerful nation, though, like I've said before, if you do want to play the Qing Empire, I'll definitely recommend a different mod. We have the Opium Trade in China event, and feel free to pause the video and read whatever events pop up. We do have quite a bit of them. There was a part of me that wanted to read them, but I feel like that would be more pain to listen to than actually reading it. And this is just the credits, and you can set up the game however you would like. And then there's more set up in the decisions. Get that guy. And then I like disabling microstates, anarcho-liberals, and infamy. Even though we're not going to be really expanding for a good long while. And the first thing you want to do is you want to encourage intellectuals. That will help you increase your literacy even so slightly. And we're going to tax everyone, tariff, increase our education, and then from this point we're just going to wait a little bit until we get the event for the UK to go to war with us. And you can fight Britain if you really want to when the event pops up. However, with that being said though, and it's almost impossible to beat them, it's better if you just give it to them. You do lose your prestige, which sucks, but I mean, you're going to flip to the Heavenly Kingdom anyways. So from here, we're just going to chill out for a couple decades. If you really want to, you can go to war with Vietnam, maybe puppet them, or take some state. The choice is really up to you. I'm not really going to be doing much. If you get an event for missionaries, just tolerate them. They'll expand their influence, giving you more cores. The first reform you want to get as the Qing is foreign training methods. This will allow you to actually take research points when conquering when you switch to the Heavenly Kingdom. Unfortunately, like I've said before, the Qing do not get access to this, but the Heavenly Kingdom does, and they will keep the reforms that we have. So this is going to be our first reform, probably our only reform as the Qing, honestly. Okay, so we're in the time of the guide now, where I would recommend that you delete your army as the Qing. And you might think that it's cheating, but consider like all these puppet states are going to go to war with you. Like, yeah, you're not really deleting the Qing army. You're just making it smaller. And you want to spend some money, so here I'm just going through and lowering taxes and tariffs. And I would also recommend, guys, that you go ahead and you select states which are Heavenly Kingdom cores, and then proceed to build an army. The composition doesn't really matter. However, remember to build cavalry, because cavalry will help you siege things faster thanks to their reconnaissance. Okay, and here we get the event finally in around 1850 or so, and your options are either to stay as the Qing or out with the Manchu, and that's what we're going to be doing today. And right away, we can hit the Heavenly Capital. Alright, and right out the gate, we have research points, which is awesome. I'm going to go with imported weapons first. And by mobilizing, we will shortly have a pretty nice modern army. Or modernish army. And here you just see me setting up the economy again. Like before, max tax, max tariffs, and then try your best to keep a high education and administration. And if not, then that's alright. just as much as you can while also still paying for your army, so that way you keep your morale. And your goal is going to be to try to occupy as much as you can. Now, there is a country that does spawn in certain states, so I would watch out for that. You want to primarily go up north, but definitely do send some armies to the south to do some defensive maneuvers. And then eventually, when you get more confident, that's when you can start moving your army around a little bit more. I'm going to go ahead and give military access to all these guys, even though it isn't really the most important thing. We'll actually lower some of our education budget to start with, because we need to get these armies out of here. So definitely take your time with this war, guys. Definitely, it's a good idea to keep it on the lowest speed that you're comfortable with. And, just go ahead and try to siege as much as you can. And, it's definitely a winnable war. Even with all the problems that you might face. The biggest problem that will come actually won't be from the Qing, but the United Kingdom. Should the United Kingdom declare war on you, avoid their armies at all cost, and do not piece them out until you're almost ready to piece out the Qing. Point during the campaign, you'll get the Winds of Westernization event, and it's very, very important that you pick the top option, which will allow you to let the Westerners in and make your country great again. Now, we've been at war with the United Kingdom for a little while, and as you can see, I've just ignored them, and for the most part, they have ignored me as well. And so basically what I've done is I have just went hard on the Qing, and I've waited until they have sent me a peace offer. And the reason is once you peace out with the United Kingdom, even though the casus belli is cut down to strength, what that really does is transfer a lot of your provinces over to the Qing dynasty. And by waiting until you have the peace offer from the Qing, you can peace out the British real quick, and even though a lot of your land will immediately go to the Qing Empire, you can accept their peace deal and immediately get it all back, leading to a much more united, stronger China. I would strongly recommend for your reforms you go for both education reforms to allow your population to start to catch up to the Western powers. And from here, guys, really all it is mopping up all these little various successor states and trying to build a better military, because at the moment this military really cannot fight off any invaders. And I would strongly recommend you go down the research path in the culture tree first. Then you can go down and get the education and the nationalism path as well, allowing you to get more national focuses. From there, you want to get your military reform so you can start to attack some of these foreigners who have entered your country. And if you'd like to see a part 2 of this video where I take you through the steps of creating a strong westernized Christian China, definitely leave a like and a subscribe, because it really will help out the channel.